His physique stuns the world. Jungkook BTS shows off his muscles at the gym, ARMY goes wild. Hello ARMY. The moment the world paused and saw him differently. In a world constantly in motion, where headlines flash, trends change, and attention spans flicker, one moment stood still. It wasn't a concert. It wasn't a music release. It wasn't a viral scandal. It was a photo. A single, silent, striking image of Jungkook. No lights. No stage. No fans screaming in the background. Just him. In the gym. Focused. Grounded. Unfiltered. What we saw wasn't just a body built through fitness, we saw a story written in muscle and sweat, in silence and repetition, in solitude and self-love. The gym, a temple of transformation. Since his teenage years, Jungkook has been on a stage, performing, perfecting, giving himself to the world. But behind the scenes, away from the crowd, there exists a different stage. One not lit by spotlights but by determination. And on that stage, Jungkook performs alone. The gym is not just a place to shape his body, it is where he sharpens his spirit. There, no choreography matters. No vocal runs. No applause. Only breath. Only the rhythm of movement. Only the quiet echo of discipline. In that private space, he isn't a celebrity. He's just a man, fighting himself, conquering doubts, building strength, rep by rep. When muscle tells a story of inner strength. To many, muscle is aesthetic, a result of physical effort. But to those who understand Jungkook's journey, muscle is memory. Every cut in his arms, every line in his shoulders, tells a story of pain endured, obstacles faced, and self-mastery gained. This isn't vanity. This is victory. It's not about looking good. It's about feeling powerful after feeling powerless. It's about control, taking back agency in an industry that constantly tries to shape you. It's about healing, letting go of the chaos outside by pushing through the tension inside. For Jungkook, strength is not for show. It's for survival. The photo that shocked a planet. It started with a simple post, no grand announcement, no teaser. And yet, it shattered the internet. Within minutes, hashtags like #JungkookGym, #MuscleKook, and #StrongJK dominated social platforms. Fans were stunned, not just by how Jungkook looked, but by what it meant. They had watched this boy grow, from a shy teenager in No More Dream to the man standing tall in that gym mirror. It wasn't just the physical change. It was the emotional and symbolic transformation that left everyone breathless. The little boy who once whispered during interviews was now lifting weights with the poise of a warrior. Global reaction, is this really Jungkook? From Korea to Brazil, from Los Angeles to Tokyo, the world took notice. Major news outlets featured the photo. Fitness magazines praised his form. Mental health advocates highlighted the positive psychological ripple. Even fitness experts chimed in. This isn't bulk. This is balance. Jungkook's physique is functional, lean, powerful, a true representation of disciplined, sustainable training. Meanwhile, therapists spoke of how Jungkook's image could reframe how young people perceive fitness. He's not pushing a perfect body. He's pushing a story of consistency, growth, and self-respect. The long road, from insecure to unbreakable. It's easy to admire the result. But to understand it, you have to go back. Jungkook once admitted that in his early years, he felt lost. Insecure. He didn't like his voice. He didn't know his place. He wasn't the best singer. Wasn't the best dancer. Wasn't the most talkative. He felt inadequate. But he didn't let that define him. Instead, he trained. He pushed. He studied. He stayed late after rehearsals. He learned every vocal technique, every dance move. And he began lifting, not just weights, but the weight of his own fears. This body we now see, it's not just shaped by iron. It's forged by pain. By healing. By self-trust. A new movement, train like Jungkook. And as always, ARMY didn't just admire from afar, they joined him. Soon after the photo dropped, fans across the world began posting their own fitness journeys. From students doing push-ups in their dorms, to moms picking up dumbbells for the first time in years, to young men battling body image disorders. They all found strength in one message: if Jungkook can, maybe I can too. The movement exploded. #TrainLikeJungkook became a real global wave. Not about comparison. Not about perfection. But about commitment. About progress. About choosing to fight for your health, your mind, your future. The gym as a sacred escape. For Jungkook, the gym is more than iron and sweat. It is a place where he doesn't have to be Jungkook of BTS. Where he doesn't have to entertain. Doesn't have to smile. Doesn't have to perform. It's the only room where silence is louder than screams. Where mirrors don't judge, they reflect. There, he meets his fears. His doubts. His flaws. And he doesn't hide from them. He faces them. One lift at a time. The art of strength, without saying a word. What makes this moment unforgettable is how Jungkook did it. He didn't speak. He didn't post a caption. He didn't promote anything. He just stood there, firm, grounded, real. And that silence spoke louder than any album ever could. It told the story of a man who has suffered, stumbled, grown, and now stands unshaken. A physique is a poem, and his body is a masterpiece. So when we talk about Jungkook's body today, we're not talking about hotness or trend. We're talking about a timeline of triumph. We're talking about the boy who stayed up late practicing while others slept. The man who lifts while others scroll. The soul who chose discipline over comfort. Every muscle is a metaphor. Every drop of sweat, a lyric in his silent song. Every rep, a prayer that he is still here, still growing, still loving himself. And in that love, he's taught millions to do the same. This is more than a photo. It's a chapter in his legacy. To see Jungkook in the gym is to see evolution. Not of a brand. Not of an idol. But of a man who once doubted himself and now walks boldly in his truth. He didn't ask to be admired. He simply showed up, again and again, even when no one was watching. And that is real strength. Thank you for joining this deep reflection. If this story moved you, inspired you, or simply reminded you that you're capable of change, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is not the end of Jungkook's journey. This is just another chapter. A powerful one. A silent one. A strong one. Just like him.